Privilege Part 1. Two forces seem to be working throughout nature. One of these is constantly differentiating, and the other is as constantly unifying. The one making more and more for separate individuals, the other, as it were, bringing the individuals into a mass, bringing out sameness in the midst of all this differentiation. It seems that the action of these two forces enters into every department of nature and of human life. On the physical plane, we always find the two forces most distinctly at work, separating the individuals, making them more and more distinct from other individuals, and again making them into species and classes and bringing out similarities of expressions and form. The same holds good as regard the social life of man. Since the time when society began, these two forces have been at work, differentiating and unifying. Their action appears in various forms and is called by various names in different places and at different times. But the essence is present in all, one making for differentiation and the other for sameness, the one making for haste and the other breaking it down, one making for classes and privileges and the other destroying them. The whole universe seems to be the battleground of these two forces. On the one hand, it is urged that though this unifying process exists, we ought to resist it with all our might because it leads towards death, that perfect unity is perfect annihilation, and that when the differentiating process that is at work in this universe ceases, the universe comes to an end. It is differentiation that causes the phenomena that are before us. Unification would reduce them all to a homogeneous and lifeless matter. Such a thing, of course, mankind wants to avoid. The same argument is applied to all the things and facts that we see around us. It is urged that even in physical body and social classification, absolute sameness would produce natural death and social death. Absolute sameness of thought and feeling would produce mental decay and degeneration. Sameness, therefore, is to be avoided. This has been the argument on the other side, and it has been urged in every country and in various times with only a change of language. Practically, it is the same argument which is urged by the Brahmins of India when they want to uphold the divisions and castes, when they want to uphold the privileges of a certain portions of the community against everybody else. The destruction of caste, they declare, would lead to destruction of society, and boldly they produce the historical fact that there has been the long-lived history. So they, with some show of force, appeal to this argument. With some show of authority, they declare that that alone which makes the individual live the longest life must certainly be better than that which produces shorter lives. On the other hand, the idea of oneness has had its advocates throughout all times. From the days of the Upanishads, the Buddhas and Christ, and all other great preachers of religion, down to our present day, in the new political aspirations and in the claims of the oppressed and the downtrodden, and of all those who find themselves bereft of privileges, comes out the one assertion of this unity and sameness. But human nature asserts itself. Those who have an advantage want to keep it, and if they find an argument, however one sided and crude, they must cling to it. This applies to both sides.